Hi.
Hello.
Hello, everybody.
Hi.
Welcome to the Connections Collective. Hope everybody's having a good night tonight. As you can see, we have some special guests joining us here.
A special guest and then a guest.
No, you're both special guests. We have a couple of special guests to talk about some stuff and to kind of ease the burden that is the drought we tend to go through on the weekends and talk about theories and talk about characters that we are interested in, people of interest. So
Very interesting people this week.
yes, some very interesting. Let's actually start a little closer to where we left off. Like this week has been sort of a jam-packed week. On Tuesday there was a bit of an event.
A bit.
No, wait, was it Tuesday? It was. It was Tuesday. And then the next day we kind of shared some videos that we took of Nolan and V. The first thing I want to bring up is connections belonging to V now. And I know it's a kind of a big deal. Like it's come sit.
Hello. Hi.
And I wanted to get both of your thoughts because they're probably used to my thoughts on V and Chameleon's thoughts on V, but we have new
And
people.
my thoughts have been correct all along, so you need to listen to everything I say from now on.
Yes, dear.
Chameleon knows everything.
Are we happy about V taking control?
I was at first.
Really?
I'll
Wait a
be
second.
honest.
You've been Team V since V made the scene,
I have been.
and that's changed.
Yes. As with the recent.
Go on.
I thought she was gonna be okay. Like ever since I was okay. You have to understand. I was Team Nolan all the way. I was reaching out to Nolan. I gave him my personal number. I'm like, if you need anything, you can talk to me. I'll help you in any way possible.
Okay.
And then that video came out
The one where he spied
on Taylor.
On Taylor.
And we'll not go into reasons why, but it's a personal reason.
Yes.
At that point, I was like, no, this guy, if he's gonna break the privacy of someone who he's considered a friend, what's gonna stop him from us?
From doing that to us, from
Yes.
breaking our sort of privacy
Mm-hmm.
and finding out things.
Yeah.
Okay. But now.
The most recent video, I guess I've always been Team Taylor, and I
That's
want
fair.
Taylor to be
Yeah.
okay. And everything has seemed to be piling onto her, and then the recent video of V hurting Taylor has kind of switched me immediately.
So
Because
now.
at first it was, I want to expose people for who they are, which I expose people for who they are, but you hurt someone who's mostly is innocent.
All right. So let's talk about that before we get into the video that dropped on Friday.
Yeah.
We kind of know where your head was at. Tinker, what about you, man? I've noticed that you and I were having a conversation the other day about how angry and frustrated you were getting with your wellness points.
Yeah.
But you were having quite the opposite of like, instead of like, oh man, like no matter how hard I try, I can't seem to catch up. You accidentally got wellness points.
Yeah, I've been actively trying to not get wellness points and keep it as low as possible. Apparently the lowest you can possibly have, I think, is 15. And that's if you joined and then never did anything ever again.
Okay.
So that's a pipe dream, getting lower than that right now. But I'm sure at this point everyone knows that there was a phone call that went out from Nolan to change your photo to show support, and I'm throwing my. I mean, the way I view it is apathy. What are you trying to say?
Bionic front, you didn't apathy enough.
Well, that's the thing. It's not apathy that I'm going for. It's I don't like the system that they chose for that Nolan and Taylor and the PR crew.
I thought the system was great. I still think it's a great system. It's just being corrupted.
Well, yeah, but Tinker's Dr. Horrible.
Yeah.
The world's just broken.
I need to rule it.
I need to rule it. Like,
So I've been actively trying to get rid of it. And as soon as I figure out a way, Like something I can do to get rid of wellness points. Ooh, I'm dropping it straight to 0. And I'm just gonna sit there.
The happiest day in your life is going to be when you hit -1.
Oh god,
Like,
yeah.
when you- with, like some glitch in the matrix, like you hit like -1.
just
Emma,
call it
it only
there.
went out to influencers.
Which I believe Emma is.
Emma is.
And
Interesting.
I am also an influencer, Emma, and I did not receive this phone call as well. Okay. Before we get into the video, then let's talk about this phone call. Because in order to talk about the phone call, we need to talk about the video.
Yeah.
Okay. So something else that happened this week is
Yes, you are, Emma.
yes. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It was a kitty. I had to.
I know. And she's cute.
So a video dropped, and who wants to talk about what happened in this video?
Oh my gosh.
Bad thing.
You know, as weird as it sounds, I saw that it was the same setup as the first video, and I didn't realize it was a second video. I haven't actually seen it.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Okay, well,
Then
here's where you get to hear what happened.
Story time with Scribe and Friends.
Oh my gosh. I kind of
Are you sure you want to use that wording there, Scribe?
Hopefully everybody here has seen this because I didn't even think to put it on so that we could review it and watch it again. I guess
Well,
we
I
probably
haven't seen
could.
it.
people can't
Yeah,
see
I
it.
mean they can access it. If you haven't seen it, you have to watch it.
I'll watch it tonight.
Nolan's spying again, and that's why it starts out, and you think it's going to be the same thing, but it's not.
Nolan spied again.
Oh, great.
Nolan is spying again.
He's like,
V comes in, and it's after Tabagale had her sort of like initial freak out on Nolan spying, and V in the video with Isaac, like she's been somewhat sort of like sort of like quiet and a little bit downtrodden. We haven't really seen a lot from Taylor ever since V took over. Like we saw that weird post on Instagram saying that like I'm no longer allowed to post vlogs.
I heard about that. Yes.
So V comes over to the house, and Taylor and her get into this, for lack of a better word, like verbal altercation between the two of them, right?
It was. Well, V wanted to have Taylor pretend to be Megan and text Nolan and tell him to kill himself, which was an extreme thing. Did you not catch that?
Yeah, no, I caught
You
that.
caught that. Okay.
Yeah.
I caught
That
that.
was one thing. And Taylor's like, no, I'm not going to do that. And then V's telling her, oh, well, you have so much power. We can expose everyone. Like, everything. And Taylor's trying to be like, they didn't do anything to me. They're innocent. I don't want to do that. And they kept fighting and fighting and fighting until it
She basically did, because you and I were
those-
standing very close to each other.
Did she force choke?
To an extent, she
Worse. It was-
force choked her, and Taylor dropped to the ground and was gone. A bunch of static in the video, and Emma brought
But
up.
that's the thing that you see, like anybody who's subscribing to the supernatural stuff here. I mean, we might as well, if we're seeing the force choking, because we see this, and then we see this light come out from her.
It's like she pulls something.
It's like that she pulled her soul out.
Oh.
Yeah, and she drops to the ground, and she comes back,
That's not good.
and it's like she's
Well, she comes back because V's standing over her and tells her to get up.
Like, reaches out her arm, says, get up.
she's like a lifeless puppet.
Great. Oh, that's
Like
exactly
she's
what we
pulling her
wanted to
back
happen.
up, and she's saying what V says to say, and like she essentially became V's puppet.
They're also afraid of her only Nolan side of the video is staticky.
Yeah. Well, and she made it very clear that she was aware that Nolan was watching the whole thing.
Says she's stronger than we thought, Nolan.
Who said that?
V.
Near the end of the video, she goes, "She's stronger than we thought."
Oh, geez, that has some bad implications.
That the two of them are possibly working together, and not only that, but like why, when she pops out of this sort of state, she starts going into Niyoga pose, like Niyoga poses, and talking in the Taylor voice, like,
really
"Hey everybody,
high-pitched and it's
let's have
loud.
some fun. Let's do some Niyoga." And like,
So is this how they created? Did they create Taylor?
did they?
Maybe, or Taylor was no longer cooperating and now they've created Taylor.
I need to watch the video again, but Green, thank you for bringing this up. The moment Taylor does the yoga pose, she breaks free for a second.
Whoa.
Yeah, like it's almost like this weird sort of glitch. But I'm gonna watch the video again. Did audio?
Video stuff.
No, we're moving.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll go check on drop frames, but
I'm here.
Yeah.
This seems to be going.
Oh, by the way, I did promise that I would wave to someone. Hi, Nina. I assume you're watching.
Nina is on.
Hi,
Yeah.
Nina.
Maybe V acknowledges
Yeah, we
that
don't
Taylor
have
is a
any
persona that
reference
she
yet.
can't control.
Oh,
Okay.
Jesus Christ! At the end of the video, when it drops, Taylor just screams, and it's his most blood-curdling,
Oh, man.
terrified scream.
Things are getting.
So, so all of this happens. I think that's when the phone call comes in.
This phone call came in about 10 minutes later
10 minutes later.
for me.
Okay, where it was essentially like, hey, hey, it's Nolan, because I just heard it. I didn't get the phone call. It was
Yeah.
like, hey, it's Nolan. We can't allow V to do
Freaking
this,
out.
like freaking out. So he wants to start the rebellion, essentially.
Yeah.
But the real question is, and now having heard what you just said, the video was about. I'm gonna probably watch it tonight just so that I can pick up the nuances. But are they? And this actually goes to something that Nina and I have talked about. Is this all a show? Is this all a show to distract us from
That's
something
something
else?
that's been.
I've had this thought too. Is this the play within a play? Is this this weird? Are we being thrust into this situation of demons and soul catching and stuff like that to distract us to see if this is like an experiment or like a sort of a government sort of mandated experiment for all of
Well,
us?
what I was thinking, and this is, I'm big on podcasts, and
Yeah.
I've been listening to one called Wolf 359 lately. Yeah, it's great. And
pretty good.
it's
It's pretty
really good. And I was just listening to an episode on my way here, in fact, because you live out in nowhere.
We do live in the middle of nowhere, and I appreciate the two.
It's a
of
very
you
nice middle of nowhere, though.
braving raiders and roaming bands of super mutants.
Oh, it's okay. I
So
recently built a shish kebab, so I'm safe.
it's
It's
good.
really great driving down a really dark
but,
road and found the opera's playing in the background, just screaming.
Yes.
And I was like, it's fine.
But it was two of the characters were talking, and they were, one of them was acting as if he absolutely hated the other one for something that he'd done, and then it turned out that everything they'd been doing up to that point had been for show, to put people off their guard, to give them an advantage, to exploit the lack of understanding of what was happening. And I'm wondering if that's what's going on here. What if it's not Nolan versus V? Or it is Nolan versus V, but it doesn't matter because they're working together anyways.
Arthur Unknown says they are using ambassadors to test out the system security and how it handles what humans do while passionate. Huh. Okay.
Maybe send in the kid.
So maybe this is us at our most sort of heated, like at our most sort of like, because that's how you stress. Are we the stress test?
Well,
I'd buy that, but I feel like they could stress us more. Like, I feel like if they were really doing, I mean, I don't
Well,
want to
I
dare
will
anyone to-
say-
but
Not
like,
enough for you. Here we go.
Yeah.
but like, I feel like
People were.
if that were true, they'd be looking for
That is true,
extremes
Nina.
more.
Ooh, way to call me out, Nina.
Oh my God.
I was just called out.
what?
Wow.
You brought this up the other day.
What?
The different experiments. The
Oh yeah.
different-
Well, they said that this was not the first. We were not the first batch of ambassadors.
But what if there's been other vaults?
Ooh.
Do you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't
Yeah.
have to be. Maybe we're not the first group. Maybe we're not the first group of ambassadors, but maybe this isn't the only experiment.
Well, I mean, this could be Milgram.
Yeah.
Milgram, you know the Milgram experiment. See
Yeah.
what people will do I mean, he didn't just a lot. The famous one is the one where people were blindly following it, but he ran that experiment like 30 or 40 times with different variables. Are we just one of the Milgram?
If we are, and you really want to break the system, how do you do? Because you reacting strongly or perpetuating the rebellion or refusing to do Niyoga or changing your profile picture, isn't that a result within itself? And you don't want to remain stagnant. Like, you don't want to remain unmoving and not doing anything.
Oh my God, we're the good place.
Oh Jesus!
We're the bad place.
Oh God.
This is the
Laura.
bad place.
No, this is very clearly the medium place. Come on.
Yes, we're the medium place. So what do we do with this information if we believe that to be the case?
Tinker cannot manage apathy, then none of the rest of us have a chance.
Okay, as I said before, it's not apathy. I care a lot.
Hashtag not my apathy.
I care a lot. It's just I'm approaching it from a different viewpoint.
It's
There are people who are you can't do it. I don't know. Pretty much. That is how we take down Taskmaster.
going back to what Nina said. How many of us have given more information than we thought we would because of what happened? Because I have. I know for a fact I have given more information about myself because as a result of the bad things happening.
Yeah, and actually at the Tuesday happening.
You revealed a
Yeah.
lot about
Yeah,
your
you actually
past.
did.
Like,
Yeah, I
and
did.
about who you were, and like it wasn't a bad thing, but if anything, like it turned you in from this like I'm not gonna play your game to get wellness points to here's my soul,
Yeah.
take it. Like it's just like it had the opposite effect.
Oh my God, you were recording for that, weren't you?
Yeah,
It
we all
wasn't
heard.
on you.
Oh Jesus. Okay.
No.
That's right. I'm secretly inside. I'm made of cookie dough.
Aww.
Does this mean then that the Taylor, the V, the Nolan are all players? Are all being like
Well, I
Well,
think
here's the thing that's freaking me out, and I don't understand why, but there's got to be a reason. Okay, so if you click into, and I don't know what it currently is at, but if you click into connections and you click over to like Nolan or Taylor's wellness points,
okay.
they've been low all along. Like they've
I
been
mean,
super low.
not that low.
Well, but they've been in the
Not
like
as low as
hundreds,
you.
like
Yeah.
not as
Do
low
you
as you, but
need-
like why would people like Taylor and Nolan be at like some of the lowest, other than
Well, I mean-
people who are really trying?
Well, I mean,
like some of the lowest.
if you
wellness
look at
points.
it,
Hey Tails.
what's it?
No, I was just saying hey Tails.
I mean, if you look at it, the way that people are getting wellness points is by posting pictures of themselves doing yoga
Why?
and mantras.
Yeah.
Why do we
Taylor
have-
has 900.
It's wellness.
That's
points.
what I'm saying.
Nolan has.
That's why I'm shooting
300.
for 0.
Yeah. So why would they have such low wellness points? I mean, you'd think that if you were in charge of the company, that you
You'd be
just
doing this
automatically
every day.
have like 3 billion wellness points.
Well, not everyone is the guy who founded MySpace. not everyone is
what is that,
Tom.
Tom?
Yeah, Tom.
You are now friends with Tom.
Yep.
Like, yeah.
Hey, find a friend, find a
And there's got to be a reason for that because it's such public knowledge that there's got to be a reason. Like, Nolan's in charge of the whole thing. Nolan could bump up his wellness points anytime he wanted to, like, as many as he wanted. Like, there's got to be a reason that theirs are so low, and it's freaking me out. I don't know why.
Oh, that is a good point, Nina.
It has provided everyone with a simple distraction.
It's a number going up. It's a cookie clicker.
Not only that, but if Nina brings up the point too that like,
Clickers.
Yeah, it's good.
what if we're never able to create groups?
Does anyone seen where it says how many points it takes to make a group?
It doesn't say.
It doesn't
It just
say.
says you do not have the right number of points yet.
Speaking of things you can't do, I know I talked about this on the Discord. I connected with someone today named someone that I can't look at their page. Is this a thing that can happen?
Yeah, he's connected to him. He just can't see anything
Yeah,
about it.
and the name is someone. If you're someone out there,
Who are
Guys.
send me a message so I know who you are.
Guys, Tinker's looking for something.
No, Fingers found someone.
Aw.
And we're very happy for
I'm
you.
very happy.
And you being happy is a very good look for you. Maybe that's why the apathy isn't working.
Yeah,
You're like,
it's apathy with a smile.
you're like, forget everything except this. I don't know. Well, there was somebody who had a birthday, right? There was somebody who had
Yeah.
a birthday on.
Oh, somebody else did the same thing. They connected with the same person, couldn't see their profile.
Ooh.
Interesting.
What
What
does
is
group mean?
that?
Why does it matter if we can create groups?
Cora said I was connected to them too. That's funny. So here's my question: what does a group mean to us? What does it matter if we can't create a group? I don't know, but dangling something, Emma, is dangling like it's like it would be like if you never had a
I
cook.
think they got banned.
How do you get banned?
Name is quality control.
I think
So
quality
that's not
control.
for someone. That's.
No, it was
for
literally
control.
like SOMEONE. That was the name.
Yeah,
Oh, I mean, they could have.
maybe they said pineapple. That's possible too. Like
Yeah.
That's a good point, Zach.
they wanted to opt out of being a tester.
But
or
then
an
wouldn't
ambassador.
they remove the profile?
I don't know. I mean, that's the PR teams. The PR team, like Nolan, V, and everybody else. Like,
Choice, then one who chooses.
creating a group involves free will and free choice to connect with one with.
Because
The
we can
whole
talk to
point. The
anyone in
whole
groups.
point of the whole point of it is that
Everybody would be connected.
yeah
You'd have to be connected to every single user.
So
We haven't talked about this yet. Can we talk about the quiz? Not the quiz, the vote.
the one I refuse to do.
So
If you voted, shame on you.
I'll just
Shame.
leave it. Bye.
no.
Shame is
Is that
automatic.
really cold in here all of a sudden?
Remember, it's the apple.
V asked us asked the influencers what they would want, and there were 4 choices. I think one was Hellfire, right?
Shame, Emma. Shame.
Kink shaming is my kink. It was every user becomes anonymous, leak everyone's private data, Hellfire, and porn yoga. Right?
I think it's just pornography.
That's porn yoga.
Was it porn yoga?
Porn yoga.
Man, I misread that.
Now you would have
I don't know.
voted.
V
No.
scares me. I am scared to touch anything that she
Oh yeah, no,
wants.
I like.
She says vote. I'm like,
Nina was asking me this earlier today, and I was like, I just refuse to vote.
Yeah.
I'm gonna feign. Of course, I have this recorded
Well-
now, but I was like, I'm gonna feign innocence later and be like, yeah, I just didn't
Well,
check my email.
the thing is when I went to go look at it, it showed who had voted for what, and an oddly large number of people had voted for Unleash Hellfire. Like,
Well,
Yeah, that's weird.
But,
did you vote for Unleash Hellfire?
No, I did not vote for the Hellfire.
voted for Unleash Hellfire.
you totally voted for Unleash Hellfire, didn't you? You totally.
I'm on the spot. We're gonna continue here.
No, but I did, Zaxby, I did text her back,
Welcome, Rube.
and I have not gotten a response.
Anonymity 19%, porn yoga 35, leak all data 10, unleash that.
I'm surprised.
That's basically a dead heat between porn and hell.
Which should not have surprised.
Yeah.
I'm personally surprised how low leak all data is.
People don't want all of their data leaked
Yeah.
out.
It's-
That's
I mean,
true,
it's all
right?
fun.
It's how many people like want other people's stuff.
But I also wouldn't put it past V to take the one that was voted the least and make
Yeah.
that the one that's implemented. Just to see what happens. Like,
Did you respond to the text?
I did respond to the text.
What did you say?
I'm gonna tell you. Whoa.
why?
What's wrong? I thought you were okay with leaking all data.
No, I'm not.
Not so nice when it's coming from you, is it?
I sent a response because there was a email that you could respond to V on. So Skipper, yeah, I did. I never got a response back, but the response that I sent when she asked for a suggestion was give random people the chance to be in charge of the entire system for one day.
Subscribe for connections to K18.
Is that? Did you just describe an Andargo syndicalist commune?
Kind of. V wants to know how humans react. I'm thinking absolute power corrupts absolutely. And like if you want to see what somebody does, give them ultimate power. Like if you really want to see humanity at its best and at its worst, give them unlimited power over something.
Rube, I asked her to connect everyone.
Oh, rude.
Isn't that just Facebook at that point, though?
Yeah, but kitten. We get to see everyone's kittens. And there's only there's not a ton of us. Like it was like
okay. So you know how everyone's connected to Taylor and Nolan?
Yes.
They have 174 connections. Do we feel like there's 174 people around here?
I would
'Cause
not. I wouldn't be surprised. Honestly, if you think about it this way.
And there's a lot of accounts that are there that
on a meta note from past shows, think of everybody that went. Now,
past outings.
Yeah.
I mean, but there are people out in California. There are people
Yeah.
here. There are people in New York. I think that there's enough to get to that many.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I broke kayfabe.
It's not necessarily that everyone is active, or everyone is perhaps as active as some of us are. But
Tom has all the puppies, all the wellness puppies.
Yeah, he's been collecting them.
So how about this? Because we have the two of you here and we have everybody that's in the chat and it's like a Sunday night. What has been? Let's start off with what's been your favorite part of having connections. Because even being apathetic, you're still making connections and stuff like that. Do you have a favorite part so far of connections, like the platform, what it's been doing?
I like the people I've met.
Okay.
That's a good thing.
That is a good
I
thing.
like all the people I've met.
Yeah.
I'm getting into
Thank
a
you,
lot
Nina.
more Twitter beef than usual, but that's just something.
Twitter beef
Twitter
is a
beef.
common problem.
And this is gonna sound really crazy from how vocal I've been about it all. I barely use it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just I think the whole system of the wellness points and the yoga and the mantras, it rubs me like not just even as a player but as like a person.
Yeah.
It's just so structured. It feels dirty.
Okay.
And like I'm loving what's been happening and being able to connect with people, but through the actual site is
Okay, so if it were something else, if it were
like Discord, it's great.
No.
I love Discord.
If your points were through, how many little games and things out there, people get points through essentially just clicking buttons. Like if it were something where you weren't having to do something personal, like putting up pictures of yourself and things like that. If it were something that were just interacting by clicking buttons, but you weren't having to put pieces of yourself up there, would it be different?
No, it feels weird because it and I'm about to say something that I'm worried is going to come across wrong. I want to preface what I'm about to say by saying that I don't mean this in a negative way towards anyone at all.
Sure.
But this type of a system where your success or failure depends on how much time you're willing to put into it, it benefits the people who have the most free time over everyone else.
That's fair. And
Because-
it's not something I don't think I've ever expressed on
Yeah, it's basically if you go take it to the non-personal form like you were talking about.
Yeah.
If I can sit and do nothing all day and just keep clicking a thing, then it means I win. But if you don't have the time to do all of that, then you don't win.
Some good points in the chat. Rube saying that he kind of digs on the silly rituals, and I get that. Nyoga at first. Green finding the group discussions the most disturbing. I had to leave the privacy group or just stop reading everything that I was in there. Like there was some weird.
Yeah, it got heated.
To be honest, I feel like I've missed a lot because I forgot to check the groups on connections. Skipper, it's
Same way
okay.
I keep forgetting it.
Core, I'm
And I get
doing out of
busy
the
during the
box. I agree with that. Some out of the box stuff. speak to any relationship. I'm doing out of the box stuff for me. You get from it what you put in. Emma
I agree to a point, but it would be like if every relationship in my entire life revolved around solely what I put into it.
Yeah.
Then I would agree, but
Well, and there was somebody, and I don't remember who it was, that was saying the other day that they like taking selfies, but they don't do that on other social media sites because they feel like it's. I don't remember the wording, but it was almost like an egotistical thing. Oh,
Yeah.
look at me, I'm taking selfies. But because it was an encouraged thing and it was something that was part of being part of connections, it felt better. It felt less. That they enjoyed the selfie aspect because it almost gave them permission to.
yeah, it was like it's not.
Do
it's
that.
it's we've asked you to do this, not no one's asked you to do this.
I wasn't bullshitting the other night at the event when I expressed my love of being able to interact with people that I wouldn't normally get a chance to interact with and
seriously,
break out of
I
social.
I agree, Emma. With that.
Being able to hang out with you
Yeah.
guys and talk to you guys is awesome, and I hope it doesn't stop after
No, I don't
everything
think
goes
it will.
down.
Part of the point system is interacting with other people, not just posting your own content. It incentivizes interaction. No, it's just one-sided.
At this point, it is 100% one-sided. No one has gotten any points at all from any happenings. At all. The only interaction-based one is the if you review someone else, and even that's one-sided.
But you're right. There were it still says on the connections site that if you go to a happening and go to hang out and stuff like that there are points. You're absolutely right. So I had this wild idea, and we may do it next Sunday. And you guys are both welcome back if you want to try this with us. I kind of love the discussions, but I always leave with more questions than when I started. Are you guys familiar with Jackbox?
Yeah.
This is a wild idea. I do want to still have a discussion and talk about the week in the first half of next week's Connections Collective. I'm going to come up with a custom set of Quiplash questions, all revolving around Nolan and revolving around V and Taylor and the Connection site. So I think I'm going to do my own custom set of questions so that people can kind of tune in and play Quiplash with the people that are
Because
sitting on the
play
sofa.
there too.
Yeah.
And I think I'm going to drag Cora because Cora lives pretty close. So you guys are both welcome.
I'm about to say this is a 20-minute drive from my work, and I get out at 8. So
yeah, but I want
Hour and
to
a half drive.
try to track it back, guys.
But yeah, because I do enjoy sort of everybody hanging out and stuff like that. And Rube, I hope you're still in the chat room. I enjoy your viewpoint so much, and all the times that we've been together. You commented on the Connections photo one point that is incentivizing people.
But
to
even
interact.
then, you're commenting. There's no conversation there. It's
Yeah.
it's literally just it's liking a picture.
But what seemed to come out of the talk back, everybody who was at the last Connections event talking, was this idea that regardless of Nolan, regardless of V, I mean, it's hard to say regardless of V and the fact that she sucked Taylor's soul out of her body. This seems a lot bigger than regardless of all that stuff. Oh my gosh, us getting together as friends is so awesome. But in the end, it was the connections. It's the fact that we've all kind of come together and we've all connected, and finding ways to maintain that.
But I think the real
whether or
question
not
is did the site
helping
do that?
us to do that? Right, but that's the
Because
thing,
we
the
were
site
all
is-
pretty connected before the site
Yeah.
went up.
So
But we wouldn't have the stories of Taylor's soul getting sucked out of her body.
But that's the thing. If I want you
You
to
sound
imagine,
very happy about this.
I know I
How
shouldn't
are you
say
now?
I'm not happy about this.
I want you to
It's
imagine
terrible.
that all the stuff is still happening, but the government never let the site go up.
was this
Would this be the same?
Well, hang on. Maybe we're viewing this wrong.
Okay.
This was always Nolan's vision, wasn't it? Open discourse between people from different walks of life.
Mm-hmm.
And Nolan, for the most part, has been sort of wishy-washy and sort of the one that's looked the most broken. So what if Nolan has two actresses and orchestrated the government shutdown to get us all
Well, that was
a
my
part
idea.
of it. Like, what if Nolan is a
Trauma
genius?
bonding.
What if the government has nothing to do with this? What evidence do we have other than the connections reports? What evidence do we have that the government has anything to do with this whatsoever?
This is what Nolan wanted from the jump. It was all of us connecting, wasn't it? Like that drunken night where he got like where we're sitting there and it was just you and I
Yeah, that
talking
first
to him.
night.
It was just communicating and all of us being together.
Oh my
like,
gosh.
What?
Could it be argued? Okay, this is a stretch. This is a huge stretch. Okay,
Ready for
you
it.
know the old legends. They talk about Native American and blah blah blah. But you know, taking a photograph is taking a part of a person's soul.
Okay.
Oh, Jesus.
Every time we're uploading these photographs of ourselves, we're giving a little bit of ourselves. I mean, if we've
Well, I'm
got
fine
this
then.
theme
Y'all
of
doomed.
I'm dead.
soul, like of someone's soul being taken, are we giving a little part of ourselves every time we put this forward?
I said,
I mean, is there something to be said for if there's somebody that's hungry?
But then
for
why
this
would they give us a
energy?
limit to do it? You know?
at the last Orlando happening, as soon as someone read the contract out loud,
No.
the first thing I said was, we belong to Vina.
Yeah, I mean that's what
Like,
it sounded like.
That's what it is this was never, that contract was never about the site. I guarantee you.
I still am kicking myself for not photographing and getting a copy of the user agreement. The one that we all just clicked yes to blindly. You can't find it anywhere on the site anymore, but we all clicked yes. We clicked a box for a user agreement. Like, and I can't find it. I'll tell you guys, I emailed Nolan. I'm like, bro, can you get me a copy of the user agreement? I emailed the PR Connections team and said, can any of you send me?
Has anyone had, this goes out to the chat as well, has anyone had any actual contact
with the PR
with the
Connections
PR Connections team at all?
They don't talk to anyone.
Yeah,
Because I've messaged them a couple of times. I know you've messaged them a couple of times.
yeah,
Never gotten anything from them.
no, and
Gary.
but Gary.
And if this is a beta
Gary!
test, they should be interacting. They should be responding.
Yeah, with everything that's happening. Like,
I'm wondering where they factor. Yeah, see,
in
Where-
In person, yeah, but
Where is the government? If
I
people
might
Where are they?
Scott, wait,
Washington, D.C.
Scott, you
mostly.
might have the thing we signed.
if you read, they have all technically been broken by both the. No, that's on there. That's on the blogs. That's on one of the blogs. That's one of the first blogs, like the news articles. It's got all of the bullet points, like that they were supposed to.
I have the terms and conditions. Yeah.
oh snap, Wicked! If you want to send that our way,
Oh my gosh.
Buddy, yeah, you can actually send that to. I will give you my email address if you have a second, or you can post it in the room. But if you don't want to, you can send it to the lastchosenscribe@gmail.com. So, side note: has anybody gotten the mail from this? We still have time left in the experience, but I thought that was a part of influencers.
Yeah,
I
I
haven't gotten
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah. I'm still holding out hope. We still got. There's
let's
still
say
plenty of time.
Yeah.
maybe 6 months down the line we'll just receive weird fuzzy boxes.
Might be mailing you guys hellfire. Thanks.
Yeah. Yeah, that newswire that was on the blog said they had to follow these set of rules, otherwise.
yeah, and they didn't follow the rules. so
Wicked.
there's no shutdown.
Wicked, the last chosen scribe @gmail.com, or you can post it on the Slack.
I
I'm
can
also.
put it in here.
Yeah, I'm
I still need to
also.
get on the Slack.
It's great. It's an amazing source of
That's
information.
it.
The more we share, the more we all talk and stuff.
Yeah,
like
and I
that.
heard that there's not a huge amount of overlap between the two, the Slack and the Discord.
Yeah, there's people share, and it was incredibly valuable during that New York.
Yeah,
Thing
can
where
we,
two
can,
people-
we, can we talk about that? Because I have no idea what the hell happened there.
Oh,
At all.
Okay, so two individuals that were part of our group. I think it was Backward Words and someone. I'm flaking right
Wait,
now.
don't tell you what, Emma.
Don't tell me that. Tell you what.
Tell you what. There's delay.
Oh my God! Don't tell me that.
Okay.
Oh, that you don't know what happened on
Oh.
the New York trip. Maybe two individuals were involved in this, and they actually got to meet with someone that's a follower of V, and was
Like a legit follower.
able to sort of share V's last will and testament before she died.
So V is a demon confirmed?
We don't know if it's V tried to do something harmful to herself and then kind of like got it.
Vokarev committed suicide after she was abandoned by her only friends who may or may not have been Chairman Martini Society.
Her friends pulled this awful prank on her where they convinced her that, like, hey, let's go on this cruise together, we'll all hang out. V gets on the ship takes off, and there's nobody on the ship. And she comes back into town, she leads this sort of life where they all sort of ignore her, they don't even, like, recognize or pretend that they know who she is.
There's also a history of her mom died and her father was extremely abusive.
Man, I'm glad I came tonight because I'm learning all this stuff.
V walks into...
According to Nolan, they were childhood friends.
That
but
was part of the contract.
we also don't know because it was part of the contract.
Yeah.
But after everyone knew about the contract and it was V, didn't you guys talk to him and he was like, they knew each other in school?
Which brings us back to, yes, but it brings us back to that moment. That moment during that Orlando outing, right before, and Rube backed me up on this, right before stuff went down and she really, like, hurt Nolan physically, he goes, I helped you. I helped you. I did, so what did he do? What did he do?
Okay, do we know who H
On
is?
Nolan's call, he says that he met her in New York. Did she commit suicide? H was her follower. It was this sort of like homeless guy that was living out. And he actually met with the two people along with Gary, I believe. Met with the two.
Wait, how many people went to this? Was it literally 2 people
There
went
were
to New York?
Two people.
There were supposed to be
two
4,
connections
2 didn't show up.
ambassadors, Gary and H.
Dang.
Yeah. I helped you, definitely. Did Nolan bring her back?
Oh shit.
Did V go and did Nolan bring her back?
And if so, what did V bring back with her?
If
Or
Nolan,
what did he bring back?
maybe he tried to bring back the person that he might have hurt in the past, and then wound up bringing back something bigger.
Oh shit.
If she drowned herself, there was no deathbed. She definitely walked into the water and came out transformed.
We don't know how long she was in that water. Nolan said, I helped you. What if Nolan's the one that brought her back?
Shit.
What if we got our symbolism wrong?
What do you mean?
Well, I'm going back to something that Chameleon said earlier with the Native American premise of stealing your soul by taking a photograph.
Yeah.
Is V a Wendigo? A cannibalistic revenge spirit?
I mean,
We
it's
haven't had the cannibalistic part though.
Rube. Have we talked about she is stronger than we thought? Don't worry, she'll be there soon. Why is V so adamant about the yoga poses? Okay, this is Rube. I don't remember
At the end of the video.
at the end of the
When
video.
she was Kylie Nolan, V was like, she's stronger than
She's
we
stronger
thought.
than we thought. Don't worry, she'll be there
soon.
soon. Megan?
Meg-
I have no idea at this point.
I feel like Megan's a bigger part of this than we all know. I really do. Something happened to Megan that no one's not admitting and V's lying about.
I think, well, so far, and we learned this in the conversation with Nolan in Orlando. Yes, it is a kitten, Saxby.
Is that a kid?
Yeah.
This is the only night of the night.
He said that Megan was with a guru,
Okay.
but you remember, we kept like trying to pull out of him more information, But he basically kept repeating that over and over again.
Why is he so adamant? Why would she care that women that they were in it from the beginning? The Neoga poses have to be a sort of like summoning
poses
or
are
a submissive, like it's preparing the soul, allowing V to take.
It might be that it's not I know someone's brought up, oh, there's submissive poses. They're not. They're not. The only one that could be one is one on the knees, your hands are like this. That could be one, yes, but the rest of them are nothing.
But the head wouldn't be held up for that.
Yes, it would if you're putting on a collar.
Oh.
But Taylor, if Taylor really did seem to or was breaking out of it for a second with the Neoga pose, then that doesn't necessarily track with V wanting people to do Neoga.
Yeah, but V has also been she hasn't stopped it. Like when
Is
she
this a
took
Dana
over,
and Zool
she
situation?
kept going.
Dana and Zool.
Yeah.
What if Megan died and Nolan summons V to bring her back? So he had a vessel, and that's what Taylor is
Boom.
for. She wants something in return. He promised her life good nights to people who are just going to be her old friends, aka us.
There is no Taylor, only Megan.
Shit.
I think, don't quote me, that H said Neoga is a power outside of Volkarov that she doesn't entirely understand.
There is no Taylor, only Megan. Or Zool, whoever gets there first.
So what if V came back with orders to start doing yoga, but she doesn't quite understand what it is either?
Oh shoot! What if?
Hashtag team conspiracy.
What if the same thing that happened to V, Nolan is trying to do with Taylor?
Explain.
So, V died.
Yes.
Well, someone died,
Yeah,
and then Volkarov came back.
correct.
What if Nolan's trying to do that to bring back Megan? He's trying to
Yeah,
kill.
but Megan's alive.
Is she?
Supposedly.
At no point has anyone had.
V has said she's
we asked
alive and she has a
over
new
and over
boyfriend.
and over again.
Nolan has said she's alive and she has a new boyfriend.
And remember how Nolan reacted when you and I asked him, like, why are you doing this because you love Megan? And, like, are you doing this for me? He's like, I don't have to be doing this for Megan. I'm doing this because of the good that Megan brought to me. And I want to share that goodness with the world. There's layers here. Like,
I think the biggest thing is that we keep assuming that everyone is telling the truth. That V is telling the truth. That Nolan is telling the truth. That Taylor is telling the truth. What if everyone is lying to us to achieve their goals?
so life.
Yeah.
You're asking if life is happening.
Yes, I'm wondering if art is imitating life in this case.
I don't know. But I mean,
So at that point, there's nothing we do know because everyone's lying.
well, I mean, yeah, but I assume nobody tells the truth.
Yeah, but if everybody's lying, how do we figure this out?
We
There we go.
we keep pursuing. I mean, the truth will out. Like, I have to believe that. I have to believe that. As scribe, I have to believe that there is an end game here.
Who
Like,
do
there
you
is
think is telling the truth?
no one.
No.
I think everybody's hiding facets of it. I think that protects them. As far as I know, like, Taylor is out of the picture.
Taylor's dead. Taylor's gone.
Taylor's
her soul is gone.
like,
there is something. Something.
I would not be surprised if
husk of a person.
Monday morning we had a return to the very first Taylor that we saw. Hey everybody, welcome to like Abigail.
Yeah, Abigail's gone.
Like,
yeah.
Nolan might not be lying. Nolan also might not be doing. We think that.
Travis joined Team Conspiracy Theory. Congratulations.
Thanks. I feel so dirty.
Welcome.
Rube
Join us.
Careless with the truth is a small matter is going to be trusted. Important matters. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I think figuring out the relationship between V and Nolan is going to be key from here on out, because I think once we figure out what that disgusting thing is.
I feel like there's a clue in the first video.
Give me T-shirt size.
For
It's
Team Conspiracy Theory.
Okay.
XL. Finding out how wicked Wicked is the answer of the day. Finding out how Nolan really met V and what he did to help her is a huge key.
Yeah, I think that's going to be the thing that's going to, it is going to be the key to everything.
Yes, Taylor's brother was part of the other project, right?
I have an
That's
email
accurate.
about how we met Megan in Thailand. They met in Thailand?
Yeah.
I mean, do we want to go into my conspiracy theory?
Who else? Wait a minute. Wait.
He met V in New York.
Wasn't Kay Alexander from Thailand?
He wasn't from Thailand, but he traveled through Asia.
Yep.
He spent a lot of time traveling.
Yeah, he did.
there.
And it's funny. And you know what?
Does your conspiracy theory have to do with that particular individual?
It has to do with that particular individual and his wife.
I'm gonna give everybody a website. This website.
Wait, which one?
Here, do you want me to type it in?
If it's the one, no. Wait, is that that's not the one I sent you?
No, that is not the one you.
Okay, then that's fine.
I think I know which one but
That's
I want to
fine.
see how it starts.
This is the one I read.
Because I'll put it in.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Because
Yeah.
the one I sent you can never show anybody.
No, I know.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
But no, I have a theory, and it could be completely wrong.
Okay.
But my theory is that the guru that Megan met was Kay Alexander. She changed her name and left with him. My other theory is that Nolan, after losing Megan, briefly went into pharmaceuticals and started experimenting with dreams.
Stop it right now.
We're done.
Your
Change
horrid mouth.
limbo for a little
Shut
bit.
up your horrid
We're done
mouth.
here.
And
No.
I have a theory.
That it's,
That it's a demon.
A dancing demon?
No,
No,
it's
something
something.
isn't right there.
I have a theory that it could be bunnies. I don't know. Right now, I'm so broken, and he's still alive in the typewriter. I don't know. I don't know, and I don't know if we ever will know the full truths and who's connected to who and what. But I do want to know more about Megan. I do want to know more about Nolan. The more I talk with Nolan, the more I feel like he has these genuine moments with us where
That's
so
the thing.
human.
The more I talk to him, and the more I learn about him, I feel the exact opposite way.
Really?
I feel like he keeps pulling out the Megan card as a cover for something.
See, I see V as being super devious. I see even, and I know I'm gonna get, but even like not Taylor version, but Abigail version as having layers. I see Nolan as not like he's so broken. Like I don't see him as being super devious and all this. Like maybe he was devious at first. Maybe he made some bad choices and some bad mistakes in the beginning in order to get what he wanted. But I think at this point he's just so freaking broken that I don't think he's still devious or anything else. He's just screwed up. Like, I don't think he's the devious one anymore. I mean, maybe he was in the beginning. Maybe he orchestrated this whole thing for devious reasons. But if so, then I don't think he's holding the reins to this anymore. I think it's her.
Okay, so the other post that no one asked to put on profile picture, no one looks like a V, but also the one that seems obsessed with, he was doing in the PR parking lot before the third Tuesday event. I just looked, that's the pose that Taylor did when she broke through.
Really?
So maybe there's something about that.
That one.
This one.
Maybe there's
That's
something
what-
about that particular.
That particular
pose.
one.
He unleashed something he can't control. Now he's freaking out.
Yeah.
Maybe
See, I would totally
That's
be on board
pretty
with
classic trope for
Yeah.
summoning a demon. Is
Faust.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm so
See,
glad
I'd be
I
on
just
board
got
with
to
that.
figure
Like
that
he unleashed her, and now he's trying to clean up his mess, but he's not good enough to clean up
Oh.
his mess, and so he's just drinking
She-
and freaking out.
Someone pointed something out
She
to me.
leads her into that pose.
So she helps her to try to break out.
Into
for a
that
second.
pose.
So
And then says she's stronger than we thought.
Bliss just
Yeah.
showed us a screen grab from that video, the last video, where Taylor seems to have lost her soul. V pushes her hands together, pushes her hands together and leads her into that pose that Nolan is doing.
So someone on Connections left me a review that referenced a video game from, what was this, 1993,
Okay.
called The Seventh Guest,
Yes.
The what?
which specifically has
Email
a
it to
character in
that.
it called
The screenshot?
Stouff,
Yeah,
Miss
okay.
Old Man Stouff.
Okay.
And I guess there's a rhyme involved in it. Let me see if I can find it.
I love that game too.
I've never played it. Is
It's
it good?
really good. Rube, we should come over and play Seventh Guest. We'll do a playthrough.
Yes. But in this kind of, and I didn't find this out until today. You know the name of the main character?
In the Seventh Guest?
Yeah.
No.
The character that you play.
I don't remember.
It's called Ego. Remember the theory
That you had
that
Taylor, Abigail,
and V were all aspects of
Ego.
id and superego of Megan, and it is specifically Nolan trying to recreate her consciousness.
Or did Megan walk into the water that day?
Oh, girl, I've been on Team Conspiracy Theory.
We've been here for a while.
Did Megan walk into that water?
Oh shit.
It's sent.
And that's why Nolan is trying to pull her out.
Do we know? Does anyone learn the last name for Megan?
No, we don't even know what she looks like. Just that Taylor reminds him of Megan.
Must
And-
say V and Taylor aren't that far off.
Why? Oh my God! Well, like
Even
there's
more so
a
with Abigail.
clue in the video where V tries to tell Taylor.
How does V know Megan?
Well, how does she know Megan? But why does V think that Taylor sending a video to Nolan pretending to be Megan would convince him to commit suicide?
They look exactly alike.
Because they look exactly alike.
Shit, did we just blow the fucking lid off the thing there?
She doesn't remind him of him. She looks
He
exactly.
said Megan is inside her, didn't he?
Fuck!
Megan.
Fuck!
She's our Megan.
They found her and they wiped the slate clean.
Because she met the guru and fell in love with him.
Because Nolan was stalking her and he wanted her to forget that.
They wiped the slate clean.
Fuck! That's awesome.
She's stronger than we think. That wasn't referring to Taylor, and that wasn't referring to Abigail.
It was referring to Megan.
It was referring to Megan. She's stronger than we think she is.
He's trying to have his cake and eat it too. What?
Nothing. I'll tell you later.
We'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh my God.
Well, a lot more questions, but simply talking it out and hanging out with all of you guys, like it seems
We may
like,
have just had a breakthrough there.
yeah. But I worry now that like the only thing,
Do you guys want to see the screenshot? I can pull it up.
yeah, on the.
Oh, it's programming.
Manchurian Candidate.
Yeah.
So Taylor, as we know, Taylor is gone.
Well, that's the thing. Taylor never existed.
Do we know anything about Taylor's past?
No, she has a brother.
She said that she was a cam girl.
before everything.
She's claimed that she was a cam girl, and the reason she's doing connections is because the government agreed to wipe her slate.
A cam girl with no digital footprint.
Yeah, because the government wiped everything. You can't wipe everything with that. You really can't.
Yeah. Let's say 4chan will find it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, here's the good news. The good news is we talked through a lot of stuff. The bad news is there's potential that we're right.
Oh, no.
The bad news being that the potential that we're right is that paints a target on us for people potentially dealing with supernatural occurrences and dealing with shady government agencies and things of that sort.
Yeah, dude,
So-
I'm gonna wake up tomorrow morning and there's gonna be a bag over my head. I'm gonna be in a windowless van.
We'll be right next to you.
You'll be in a black van, unmarked. They'll be taking you to.
No, thank you.
This is still up. It's still live. It's still live.
Yeah.
It's good. We're good.
That was worrying.
We're good.
I just
Yeah, it
peed
didn't
myself.
My heart just dropped to my stomach.
I don't like this. I'm really susceptible to flights of fantasy, and okay. Volkarov knew that no one was watching. The whole pretend to be Megan so he kills himself makes no sense. The whole pretend to be Megan so he kills. Yeah, Ruth, that's true. Because she addresses the camera. Were they trying to see? Were they trying to push her, Taylor, off the deep end? I said that before, but everyone is so in love with Taylor. No one gave it a second thought. It's all Taylor.
I'm
We
still
love you.
in love with
She's not real.
Taylor, okay? She's just gone now.
Yeah.
God, yeah. So then it was probably just said to see if Taylor would go for it.
So at this point, if we go with the assumption that Taylor is
Nolan on the can. Nolan. She was addressing Nolan. Leave Taylor alone. Yes, I'm glad we're all part of the Leave Taylor Alone.
No, she could have been addressing the camera,
what I'm thinking is if we assume
assuming that someone else is watching. Sorry, Chameleon just got up. You guys couldn't see this. Chameleon just got up and looked at our front door.
You're freaking
Who's
out.
that in
I'm
your
not
background?
freaking out. You're
That's.
freaking out.
Would you stop,
We're all
please?
freaking out. It's okay.
The whole thing rang for
I'm
performance
trying to be
design for
super subtle, guys.
Taylor.
Okay.
well, I'm saying if we follow the assumption that Taylor is what Megan has become, then maybe the whole V saying that wasn't for Taylor's benefit. What if V was saying that because she knew no one was watching, and she was literally just saying, "Hey," like it would be like if I was talking to you and I would be like, "Hey, you should call Bliss and see if she can kill herself."
Yeah.
Like knowing full well that Bliss is sitting right there. Like I'm saying, what if it's literally just V screwing with Nolan?
Okay. I don't know. Just is it a power move? Was it
Think
too
he was fun?
Oh,
It's
oh,
just
a
as
power-
much of a power move as walking into the office and changing all his photos to her
Yep.
photos.
Yep. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I'm thinking. Thank you, Pensman. I'm thinking that it might have just been V taunting Nolan, showing Nolan that he has nothing anymore. That V has taken control of his company, has taken control of the woman that he loves, and is showing Nolan that should she want to, she could take his life as well.
So why ask for a rebellion? So why, if you're Nolan, is the first thing you ask for this symbol? Knowing that we saw it and knowing that we have the potential of figuring this out, like, why ask for this?
It's a way to know who's going to help him.
isn't a ton of -5 to the next attack roll. Yeah, the portrait is a power move. Like
Yeah.
this is
Portrait was to put you on edge.
not. It's freaking great.
Oh,
like
yeah.
because like she.
Unless they have cameras in the photos, and she's watching Nolan more.
I think a non-ambassador is on V's side at this point anyway.
Oh, and
right?
non-ambassador, even in his description, none of this would be possible if it wasn't for V. Like, he's full on V's side.
Yeah.
Pensman, just so you're aware, the chair that you're sitting in is actually a mimic. You are devoured. You're dead.
Oh no!
Oh no, Pinsman!
You shall be missed, Pensman.
R.I.P.
Yeah. Anyway, we could probably do this all night, but it's 10 o'clock.
Probably will do this all night.
It's 10 o'clock. Both of you are welcome back next Sunday with fun awesomeness. I keep looking at my phone, thinking that like somebody's gonna text me,
Right.
Like, or,
Like, hello?
both of you are invited back next Sunday. Everybody else, please.
We'll do some light stuff too. Yay!
Please.
Light stuff.
Please, we're going to do some Quiplash, so tune in next week and tell everybody, tell people on the Slack, everybody's welcome. I'm going to design some questions this week that are just like, you know, if you could be connected with any celebrity, like I'm going to just do some custom questions that are just going to be specifically for this sort of couch
I
and
better
group
be
of
in the
people.
celebrity at one of the answers.
Well, you are the most flirty,
I am.
right?
I have the most connections. Like, I am a connection celebrity, excuse.
Yes, you are. What is it, Instagram famous?
I'm Instagram
Your
famous.
connections famous.
We'll come in. We'll talk about Nolan's alcoholism. We'll talk about how amazing
You just
Taylor
killed
is.
Pensman.
We'll bash V a little bit. And talk
yeah.
about how she's a demon, and we'll. Okay, I'm over here. I'm you guys keep going, and I'm good.
It's okay, Mr. Government. We ain't doing nothing bad.
Where's this the light?
Audio, everything's.
Okay, I'm
Yeah.
not liking this whatsoever. So I thank you guys so much. Tune in. Keep doing stuff.
Yeah.
We'll see you guys on Connections. We'll all keep communicating. I'm sure there's at least one more sort of event coming up. Hopefully, fingers crossed. Yeah, when's the next one?
I mean, we'll be here on Sunday.
I haven't heard anything about anything coming up in New York or California. And isn't there a fourth location for something?
They're supposed to be.
Haven't we heard a rumor that there's a fourth location?
Possibly.
Maybe.
Well, no, we know. It's not a rumor. In the initial
That's what I thought.
promotional
They said 4
information, there
different
was supposed to be 4 cities.
things. Okay.
I really.
I'm like watching
know
every
what
opening
this
right now.
I thought she was like messing, but now I don't.
What?
Who what?
I thought you were messing. Like I thought you were, but you're
They're messing
not,
with
but you were
us.
sitting next to us and the lights went off. So I don't like it's every time we start talking about like V and the government and stuff. So Chameleon and I are talking about having a bit of a party after Connections sort of ends.
Yeah.
Where anybody in Central Florida, like I said, we do live out in the boonies. But just a chance for everybody to get together that wants to get together. We'll have drinks. We'll have some games and stuff like that. I have been writing a sort of RPG one shot of When Shadows Fall, so that we could all sort of sit down and play. And
I have so many OCs.
like so we can revisit that. It'll be a chance for everybody to just sort of
know.
get together. Anybody in Central Florida that wants to come by, but we'll do.
Weren't we supposed to have a themed drink tonight?
You were, but now I'm really freaking nervous. But I can give you a themed drink tonight. Do you want your themed drink tonight?
No, we'll save for next week.
You sure you want me to save it for next week?
Yeah, we'll all drink
We'll have
it.
Cora here, and we'll end it with our
I
theme.
feel like if we keep talking about a certain person, it's gonna go off again, and we should just.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean V? V in the government?
Stop right now. Stop.
Did we say V or did we say Volkarov?
Ah,
don't
no.
Stop.
Maybe it's like Beetlejuice and you have to say it 3 times.
Okay, no, we're done.
Turn it on.